Santucci back with the FitAID Morning Show. I'm sitting here with two top athletes, both in the top 10 right now. Kari, Pearce, Mooney, unbelievable athletes. One hell of a weekend here already. You guys got one workout left. Well, both of you guys are FitAID athletes, and I wanted to get you guys in here because you both have very unique stories. But give us a little background. Tell the audience what you've been doing before you started CrossFit a year and 2 months ago.
I started gymnastics at the age of 3, and I did it for 18 years, competed in college, Division I, University of Michigan. Then right after finishing college gymnastics, I did a little bit of weightlifting, followed by some bodybuilding and powerlifting. So I have an extensive background in basically everything, and then just put it all together and started CrossFit in November of 2014.
So you've pretty much been CrossFitting your whole life, because people are always like, oh, it wasn't, yeah, you didn't work under a CrossFit gym, but you did all this stuff that everybody's learning right now. You were doing when you were 10.
Yeah, especially like the body awareness, body weight strength, like all of that definitely comes into play when doing CrossFit. It's been a huge advantage.
Before you got into CrossFit, or like when you first started to hear about it, were you like, this is something I'll definitely crush because a lot of these elements I already have?
Yeah, I remember watching the CrossFit Games, the July right in 2014, right before I started, and it just looked like so much fun. I saw the girls doing a lot of movements, and I knew I could do it, so it was something that I wanted to do. A few months afterward is when I started. So
take us through your career. 2015, you top 3 at the regionals, top 3 at regionals, and what were you expecting? Because I think you came out the gate hot. I was expecting you to win the regionals, get to games, and really make a sit in the top 10 at least.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I'm really excited about this year. Last year was amazing, just making the games. I was impressed to make regionals, and then followed by a 3rd place finish was awesome. So this year I know a lot more about myself and the sport. I'm just really excited to keep it going and see where I can go from here.
And you know, your story like kind of hits me because I'm standing there on the floor watching it all happen. First time to regionals, right? This year. Second time to regionals. But this time you really made a statement.
Yeah, my first time I was 19, so it was kind of like an eye-opener. It was like my first time qualifying, everything like that. The year before, I think this is the year they took like 60, and I finished like 68, but I was still in high school. My baseball coach said if I made it, I wasn't allowed to go because I had a game that same weekend. So stuff like that. But when I went, I think my first year I finished like 14th. It was a good weekend. It had ups and downs, but it was just being there. You had butterflies, you know, seeing the guys that you watched on TV, seeing this and that. So that past year is my real like year that I'm like, all right, I've been there. I'm not here to spectate anymore. And it was a great weekend. You know, it was going really well. I did 3rd. I was like 3rd and 4th the whole weekend. I might have failed a 5th once, but that was it. And then I went from 3rd to 9th, I think, in the last workout. I knew it was, the point spread was like 5 points between 10th and like my position at 3rd. So when we said, all right, pretty much the first 3 guys that finished across the finish line are going to Carson. And I knew it was heavy for me, and that's just always what I struggled with. I always came from athletic background. You know, the breathing stuff was always the easier thing for me. It was the lifting the weights. So when they went that fast, I had no choice. So
I'm watching it on the floor, and I'm with one of your coaches, Ted, from Misfit. And I'm like, we're really pulling for you because we're like, all right, you got to be the top 3 to get that spot. And you guys, it was like you, Tominski, Spencer.
Tominski, Spencer, Austin, Craig Kenny. There was a whole bunch of people that are in that mix to, you know, that they were going if they crossed that finish line.
But now these guys are all big dogs. They've all been doing it forever. I mean, multiple appearances at the games. They've been to regionals before. Was it surreal to be amongst these guys that you're like, I got a shot of beating a lot of these guys who've been doing a lot longer than I have?
Yeah, it was. But that's kind of what happened to me the first year. You kind of get caught up in that. So this past year, it's still awesome being around all those guys because see what they've done, you know, and just watching them all, it's so awesome. But in your head, you got to tell yourself that, like, you're here for a reason. You know, it's a clean slate when you get there. No one, just because someone's been in the games doesn't mean they start ahead of you. You're there and you deserve that as much, and it's yours for the taking. So
you took a 3rd, first time at regionals, right? You took 9th?
I took 14th my first year, and then last year I fell to 10th in the last workout.
So, and I'm standing there, I'm watching, I'm like, this kid's going to come back like a bat out of hell next year and really crush it. And I feel the same about you. Coming into this season, the 2016 season, what are you guys doing differently that maybe you wish you would have done last year, or are you just tweaking some of the old kinks out?
For me, I've just been working on strength because at regionals, that was my worst event. I came in 25th place, so that was one thing that I knew I had to upgrade, especially going into the games and just doing better overall.
I'm the same. Yeah, strength has always been that hard part for me. When they threw the clean and jerk in, I survived, but it was still, I had to fight back from it. I actually spent 3.5 months down at CrossFit Krypton with the Smith brothers training this year, and that was a complete eye-opener. You know, that was such a good experience. It was just everything down there, the community, everything there was so unbelievable, and I just feel a lot more prepared this year than I ever have been, so I'm excited to really see what happens.
So that last lift, the heavy cleans, all right, have you tried that workout again?
Yeah, actually, it was funny because I was at the gym the other weekend, and one of my buddies was like, I walk in and it's lined up, and they're like, let's run through it. And I ran right through it, and it went well. So it was relieving to do that. It was nice.
It's almost like getting the bugs out. You're like, all right, cool, I'm going into this full head of steam. Are there ever times you look at a workout or you're seeing something, do you ever say like, oh shit, I feel like I'm not as prepared as I should be for something like this?
For me, as I said, since I haven't been doing weightlifting that long, it is more technique, especially on the heavy cleans. So I'm excited to see how this last workout goes because there are some heavy cleans that are thrown in there. So it should be fun though.
For me, it's the same. You know, you see a lot of weight, you get a little nervous, but I'm getting better with it. But I like the more random type things they're throwing. Like this was my first time swimming ever in an event at Wodapalooza, and it was awesome. It was fun. I love that kind of stuff. You know, I wish regionals was more like the games. They throw some awkward things in here, this and that. But that's just stuff that you do growing up as a kid, you know.
I mean, I'm a huge, I was always a big wrestling fan, big American Gladiator fan. What's something that you guys would love to see somebody do? Something a little off the wall that you wouldn't maybe expect in a games event?
I would love to see, Dave Casher always posts about like his motorcycles and stuff. I'd love to see him give everyone a motorcycle and then give you like a mountain ride or a trail run.
I think a lot of people don't understand how in shape you actually have to be to ride a dirt bike, because there's actually points where you have to pick the dirt bike up. That would actually be really cool. I'd love to see it. So on a personal note, what else are you guys working on? I know you guys are completely dedicated to the gym, but what's something else you guys like to do in your spare time?
I live in New York City, so I like just exploring the city and seeing different areas. I've lived there 2.5 years and still have so much to see, so it's fun just like hitting out and seeing different museums and things like that.
I'm from Maine, so I mean,
Not really much going on up there.
it's not too much. We got a lot of snow right now. No, but I like to get outside. My girlfriend I've been dating for 6 years now. We like to get outside, stuff like that. My dad's a big hunter. I was always growing up outside, snowmobiling, four-wheeling, hunting, everything like that.
Now becoming basically a celebrity in the CrossFit world, how's that affected your regular life?
Not too much. I mean, it's nice. It's awesome to like get asked to come down here and compete and stuff like that. It's just a lot funner to be able to know people in the sport and stuff like that, so you can get out more. I love coming to these events. I love seeing people. I love meeting people. So I'm just truly blessed to be able to come out here and meet everyone.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's just been a lot of fun doing traveling and stuff. Like I got to go to Texas a couple times this summer and then like up to Boston and then down here. It's nice just traveling and especially getting to be around such phenomenal athletes and great people.
You guys are awesome. You're both very humble athletes. Great to have you guys on the show. Definitely best of luck with the rest of Wodapalooza and the 2016 season. So we'll see you guys out there. Team FitAID, catch us at the next interview.